Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Thursday evening, let's get down to business. Fat Joe, a.k.a. Joseph Cartagena, tax evader, lawbreaker, thief. It's not alleged. Oh, he's suing niggas now. T.A. Is he foundational Black American? I don't think he's Hispanic. Someone please confirm right now. Because Fat Joe has had no smoke, no legal smoke for Cuban Link over the years. No smoke for Charlie Rock LD. But now he's got legal smoke for the black man? Sheesh. Hey, guys, thank you for your donations early, Chris G. Just let me work. Let me work. This story is, I don't even know if it's picking up traction. It was on TMZ and maybe two other sites, but it's a real lawsuit. In my community section, please download the PDF because it will be gone tomorrow morning off of my page. Yeah, Fat Joe talking about extortion, people saying, well, TA to be precise, claiming that TA was slandering him, defamatory statements. There it is, Terrance Dixson. That's who TA is, for those who don't know. Fat Joe's hype man, supposed ghostwriter. I've never met him. But yeah, he was talking crazy according to the report and the civil suit, okay? And for some reason, when I tried to find TA interviews online, they're gone. They vanished. You niggas ain't scared, are you? You're snatching videos down already? Let me say, in case you don't know, in terms of legal proceedings, I've got some experience, some knowledge. I'm not a lawyer, but, you know, there are many reasons to sue someone. It doesn't mean you're always trying to shut them up or, yo, they trying to stop me. No. And you don't always have to let your reasons be known. I'm not too sure if Fat Joe is trying to shut up TA. I don't think so. As I've said before, I think Fat Joe, in my opinion, is going to be running for some type of political office in the very near future. Hell, he was sitting down at the White House with Kamala Harris, right? Rubbing elbows with Mayor Eric Adams. I think Fat Joe got the key to this city. So he's got plans, political plans. And somebody like a TA and others running around talking about he was allegedly or supposedly hanging out at high schools in the Bronx. I have no knowledge, but, you know, nah, that's not a good look, all right? So TA, again, I never spoke to him. I think he did send me an email about a year or so ago because we were covering something he was saying about Fat Joe, and I wasn't sure of the validity of the statements, you know. I never interviewed him, but here we are. Fat Joe files lawsuit. Extortion. Now, there are claims in the lawsuit, again, that I hope that you download, scan through it, use it for your own content. There are claims going back to March the 23rd, 2025, when TA and a lawyer started to demand money. Tyrone Blackburn, to be precise. Very, very, very high pedigree lawyer, for those who don't know. And I've got some of his aggressive statements online on Instagram. Damn. And as expected, that's what lawyers do. When lawyers send you something, you know, or at you, don't panic. If they send you any type of legal notification, don't panic. Fat Joe is seasoned, I assure you, in terms of legal matters. And I don't know what he's willing to, or how much he's willing to gamble, but I would imagine that he's ready for TA. TA, who, again, was his hype man. I'm sure they probably supposedly, allegedly smashed bitches together and all sorts of things. I've never known Joe to be a drug user. If he was, he may not care. He may not care at this point and stage of his life. It's all entertainment. Hell, he made a video. Somebody help me out here. Was it a year or so ago where he said, was it Gayle King he was talking to? He said, 90% of my rhymes are fictional. Yes, no? It's a Fat Joe said. So he's already, insulated himself with regards to, accusations, lawsuits, and other things, okay? Hey, Lydia, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Edwin, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. Yeah, so let's not assume, and if you don't like Fat Joe, that's one thing, but this is the objective perspective. You may be a Fat Joe fan, and you want to call in, and I welcome you to call in. I give you the last word. If you don't like Fat Joe, don't just take TA's side and take his word, for what's being claimed in the lawsuit. Again, maybe Joe, maybe he's had enough, Hey, guys, didn't Joe squash his beef? Well, I'm pretty sure he did with 50 Cent, Jay-Z. Well, he's a worker for Jay-Z. He's on the track. Is he so signed to Rock Nation? He's on the track. Yeah, back in the days, all that, terrorist squad running down on niggas. Somebody got hit in the head with a bottle in the club. I forget, Maybe Joe has had enough, all right? Okay, showrunner, holy smokes. Thank you to, I'm not going to say the person's name, sent me a little video, which we're going to play and edit out. I'm going to edit that out. Shannon Sharp, he's my nephew because I'm older than him, but he's your unc. You guys up to speed? Shannon Sharp. Oh, my God. Nephew, I don't know you. I appreciate what you do. You are a Hall of Famer. No ifs, ands, or buts. Super Bowl champion. Can I suggest that you take some time off? You're doing too much. What do you think, Troll Babies? Was he in a hotel? Did he try and play it off? Next door. Phone lines are open, all right? Also, Lydia, I got your donation. Do you want to call in, darling? Phone number's on the screen, guys, all right? And I will be bringing people in shortly. Please watch the language. It's kind of early. I don't want to just jump out the window too early, okay? Area code 925. Good evening. Are you there? Talking about a few topics. 925.
What's good? What's good, Star? This is Cobra Dad.
Hey, man. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Are we still on that LeBron topic?
Absolutely. My question is the LeBron versus Jordan debate finally over? Did you see the game?
100% done deal, bro.
Come on.
You can't be switching team to team to team with the intent to try to win a championship. You just got to win championships. Let's talk about Steph Curry, one team, bingo, bango, Bay Area, baby. So that's why I think he doesn't compare to LeBron. I mean, to Jordan, my friend. Also, can I tap in on that Shannon Sheezy?
Yeah, hold on a second. I assume you're an older man, not as old as me, but you're an older man?
Yes, sir. You're correct.
Okay. The younger generation doesn't care how many teams LeBron jumps around to, KD. They don't care. It's all about a chip now.
Yeah, but that's not...
Hang on, sir. Hang on and say they don't care.
However, my bad.
However you get it, you get it. So that argument, in reality, that's kind of old. But now he went, what was it, the first round playoffs? Educate me. Done.
Well, what I'm saying is the reason
Sir, was it the first round? Please, just answer that question.
The first round, he's out of there. Did Jordan every first rounder? No.
Was it the first round playoffs is what I'm asking you against the Timberwolves?
It was the first round, sir, yes. Okay. And he got bounced up out of there, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Unless I'm incorrect.
So I'm asking you to be correct. Can you Google? I haven't been paying attention to the NBA. Troll Babies, is this man a liar and a nigger? What's going on, sir? You're calling me. You don't even know what round of goddamn playoffs. Come on, man. Come on. Sheesh.
It's the first round, my dude, ain't it?
Okay.
I'm not. Can we move on to the top?
Yeah, Shannon Sharp. So you just saw the video. Yes, he told somebody, shut the fuck up. You saw that?
Yeah, man. He's wilding, bro, because I'm 50 years old, and sexual intercourse with a 19-year-old is sick to me, bro. I don't even, when I see a 19-year-old, it's a child to me. I think that's there's something up with him getting hard for a 19-year-old. And I just,
Sir, can we focus on the video that you just watched? And we're not going back now to the whole 19-year-old, the Caucasian who caught him lacking. The video. Who do you think he was talking
the
to?
bunny he got caught in the bunny trap, my man.
Okay. Land your plane.
Okay,
sir. Land your plane.
Okay, I'm gonna land my plane like this because I really didn't see the whole video. I'm just gonna land it like this. I believe LeBron is nowhere compared to Jordan.
All right.
Unk should be touching them little ones. And hey, one love, Star. Do your thing.
Okay. Let's get out of here. One love. All right. The first round, yes, of the NBA playoffs. Any basketball aficionados? Is the LeBron versus Jordan debate officially over? That was a beating. And has LeBron released a statement? Will he be back with regards to next season? Area code 510. Good evening. Talking about a few topics. Fat Joe suing niggas. 510. Yes.
Oh, what's that? What's that? How you doing, Star?
I'm doing, sir. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I wanted to talk about the Fat Joe situation and Shannon Sharp.
Okay. Let's go.
Okay. Well, I want to first start with Fat Joe and stuff. I feel like that's I feel like where there's smoke, there's fire and stuff. And I feel like he's always, at least in my opinion, he's always been like a weirdo and stuff. And I don't think that they just bringing that out there for no reason and stuff. I think that the person that's saying it, they got ulterior motives. I don't think they just saying it because they trying to be a good person. But I definitely think that stuff is true. It could be some weirdo Jaguar White situation where they trying to be, funny style. But I think probably at least 30% of it is true. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, he's being sued, sir. Might you be willing to be sued along with him? Do you have any proof, or you just,
Nah. I ain't trying to get sued.
Are you from New York, sir? Who am I speaking
my
to?
name.
Who am I speaking to? You from New York?
I'm from California, but all my family from New York, so I'm already knowing.
TA, do you care about him? Do you think he's a broke Dusty? Do you think that he did try to extort? Hang on. Do you think that he did try to extort Joe? I mean, let's be objective. This is not to kick his back, but a lot of these guys run through the money. They don't pay their taxes. They don't even file taxes. They don't realize that the gravy train is going to stop one day. They may not get other offers. He's a writer, wasn't he? Or is he, TA? Do you know?
Yes, he is. And everything you said just now, I think holds weight. I think he probably is broke. I think he probably is a Dusty, right? But that don't negate the fact of the matter and stuff, right? He could be all those things, and Joe could still be all those things too. Joe could be a changed person. Right. Joe could be a great philanthropic person right now. He could be in politics. But the fact remains, you was doing what you was doing and stuff, So I don't think that's like factually, I ain't gonna say it's factual, but I'm saying two things could be true is what I'm trying to say.
Well, you have no proof, and that's why we are here where we are, because TA has been saying this stuff. Now, a lot of his interviews have been taken down. Speed, or do you not know?
No, I don't know about that, but I heard what you said earlier in the show, and I know he got that bag for the lawyers, so I'm pretty sure he chasing out people.
Not necessarily, sir. He may have a lawyer that's hungry, that sees Joe as a mark, and he's got the lawyer for right now, not knowing that Joe is going to slow walk him. Joe's in no rush. Joe wants him to spend money on legal fees. Have you ever been in a legal situation?
I've been sued before, yes, but not successfully. Just little work disputes, work situations,
workers' compensation.
But the thing,
workers' compensation.
No, not that. I had somebody at work try to put something on my name, so they tried to sue me.
Oh,
but you see, the thing is, that's why you have to know how to hide things and stuff. I don't have nothing in my name, legally, so they're not gonna get nothing. What they gonna get?
You're the best person to sue. Yo, I ain't got nothing. No, sir. You will be jammed for life. Anyway, listen. Good. Finish up, man. Land your plane.
Okay, that's all I want to say about that. But just real quick, also I wanted to say what you said about the Shannon Sharp thing.
Yeah.
I think that I think he probably got another little. That's the person he was yelling at. You know, in that situation, probably was another little.
You have no proof, sir. Thank you. Sounds like he's trying to go down that pedo lane. Niggas love to call people pedos, don't they? Until those lawsuits come down. Oh, then they get to scrambling. They get to hiding and ducking. Area code 323, sit tight. Where is the Most High? Are you out there, sir? Are you available? Anybody who wants to talk basketball? Day, I got your donation. Day says, I'm trying to get on the line. Okay. I just spoke to you, so I appreciate your donation. Guys, let me say this with regards to, I mean, listen, not that I'm a lawyer, but when somebody says, yo, I ain't got nothing. Oh, yeah, you do. In today's day and time, you know what? I'm not going to try and give legal advice, but don't think that just by saying, yo, I ain't got nothing, you can't take nothing. Oh, yeah, you can. Let's go to area code 323. Are you there? Fat Joe is suing niggas. 3, 2, 3.
Yeah. What's up, Star?
Hey,
can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. I want to talk about I want to tell us about Shannon Sharp.
Well, I want to start with Fat Joe, if you don't mind, suing TA. Are you a Fat Joe fan? It's okay if you are.
I'm not from. I'm from the West Coast. I'm not familiar with Fat Joe whatsoever.
Okay.
I can't even comment on that. I mean, I know. I like 50. I would choose 50 side because I know 50 was beefing with Fat Joe. But as far as Fat Joe, I could care less.
Well, what do you think about Fat Joe filing a lawsuit? Do you fuck with niggas who file lawsuits?
No, not at all. Plus, I'm SBA, so I'm SBA.
Why are you fucking with 50? 50 stays suing niggas. Stays suing niggas.
Well, I'm SBA, and I don't rock with Fat Joe because he's talking about 50-50. Hip hop is not 50-50. So
got you.
Yeah.
Come on.
Straight like that.
Come on.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah.
Well,
that's it.
Nana, you said you wanted to address Shannon Sharp. You saw the video telling somebody, shut the fuck up. You saw that?
Yeah, man. It reminded me of that situation with Kevin Samuels before, he had passed away. I don't know what's up with these these older brothers with these young people. They gotta kind of tell them to pipe down. And, I think, it was a situation like that. Remind me of that.
Well, hold on. If memory serves me correctly, Kevin Samuels was addressing someone during one of his lives, but he was very smooth with it. He said, he was almost like irritated, and you could hear her, right? You could hear her?
No, I'm not going to say I could hear her because I don't remember, okay. But I know that he did.
But he was very calm. His demeanor, he was very smooth with it.
He was, okay. For sure.
Okay. We're talking about a big black nigga.
Yeah.
Silverback looking type of nigga. And
silverback gorilla.
Told somebody, shut the fuck up. He wasn't smooth with it like Kevin Samuels. Take it from there, sir. Come on.
Well, I think that he probably was on his last nerve with her. He told her before, and she wasn't cooperating, she wasn't listening, she wasn't submitting. So he had to go 10 toes down, balls deep on her, let her know what the score was. You feel me? So I mean, it is what it is.
Stay with me, sir. Don't rush. Stay with me.
Okay, I appreciate that. Yeah.
How do we know it wasn't a 22-year-old nigga in some Gucci slides and a thong?
We don't know. We don't know. I mean,
stay with me, sir. There's no rush.
I feel like,
sir, hold on. Slow down.
Okay.
How do we know it wasn't a 26-year-old Hispanic nigga? What are those things they wear? The jeggings and a halter top. How do we know it wasn't that? He seemed irritated. Shut the fuck up. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if we would have
we would have been heard about it, you know, because he gave 10 million. You know, he offered 10 million for the white woman. So why would he not offer more money for a boy? You know, so I don't know. You know, but yeah. I don't think he's a man. I don't think it's.
How old are you, sir?
But
sir, how old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah, I'm always doing research. When I ask people how old you, I'm a low budget sociologist. How old are you?
Yeah, no problem. I'm 34 years old. I'm from Los Angeles. I called you before. It's like my fourth or fifth time calling you. I'm from Los Angeles, South Central, the East Side. Okay. So yeah, 34 years old.
You know, Shannon Sharp. I'm not trying to besmirch his character. But they did a show on Nightcap. Troll Babies, correct me if I'm wrong, and he was talking hella crazy about 30 racks was too much to spend on his daughter's or one of his daughter's weddings. Did you see that?
No, I did not see that. I mean, I don't necessarily not identify, but I don't.
Stay with me, sir. Just take it easy, relax.
Okay, I apologize.
30,
I don't believe
30 racks.
I don't believe in spending money on weddings.
Let me just put him on mute for a second. Why is he rushing? Sir, are you smoking roach spray? Respectful. What are you doing? Take it easy.
Yeah, no. I'm not smoking. I understand why you asked me that. I am a little nervous, but okay. You know,
take it easy. I got you. Listen.
I want to be down.
Hear me out, sir, and then I will let you land your plane. Troll Babies, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're kicking up dust about spending 30 racks on one of your seeds, but you're willing to offer 10 million to a basic bitch, that says something to me about your morals and standards. But go land your plane, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, you're definitely right when you say that, but I think that, you know, coming from where he's from in the South, he kind of wants. You know, he wants the man that's going to be with his daughter to want them for, you know, he probably doesn't approve of them, to be honest. Okay. Star, I think that's what it was. So I'm gonna let my plane on that. And
thank you, man.
Yeah, I want to say thank you, Star, for letting me come up here and talk, man. I really do appreciate that. Giving me a voice. So yes, thank you. Yeah, have a good night.
Thank you for the call, sir. But he didn't get it, Troll Babies, right? If you're complaining about spending 30 racks for your baby, but you're offered 10 million to a basic bitch, that's a different type of nigga. I love you too. I got your comment on the screen. How? ? Can you take sue from someone that doesn't have anything? ? You can sue, yes, but how long will it take you to get anything at all? What are you looking for first? Every lawsuit is not about money. I'm not going to sit here and try and, again, preach about legal matters, but there's different reasons, again, why people sue people. And it's not always to shut somebody up. But thank you for your comment, darling, and I appreciate you coming back to watch the show. Florida Boy Jay, you out there? So I need someone to talk basketball. The Most High. Ant-Man got LeBron James up out of here. Hold on a second. Let me Google the final score. Oh, my God. 103-96. That was the final score. Yeah, round one. Minnesota. Damn, they got him up out of there 4-1. Now, I don't think Minnesota, because I watched some of the highlights and I watched them a couple of games back. I'm not sure if they are going to go all the way. I'm not saying that. But was the Lakers a cake? Were they a cakewalk? Peace, the Most High. Is that you, sir, tapping in on a Thursday night? The Most High.
Star, peace, God.
Peace, man. Take your time. I'm in no rush, but I have to ask the question early. Is the LeBron versus Jordan debate officially over? Smoked by the Minnesota Timberwolves.
I never felt there was a discussion to begin with. I thought it was pretty much,
blasphemy, for lack of a better word. The NBA is literally where it's at right now, based upon where Michael Jordan took it. Yes, Magic and Bird elevated it out of almost being irrelevant, late 70s, early 80s. So we definitely have to give them their accolades. But Michael Jordan literally is the reason why the NBA is global. And at one time, or actually, it's the most popular game outside of soccer globally. In America, American football is king still. But globally, other than soccer and basketball, is the biggest sport globally. So after the 1992 Dream Team, and some might even...
Can I throw you a curveball? Can I throw you a curveball?
Yes, sir.
Pause.
Yep. Pause.
I've had to correct myself, because I got so caught up in the Jordan hype, and that was my guy, next to Larry Bird, But why do we not mention Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when we're talking about the GOAT? Why have we moved him aside from history? Kareem.
Okay, so me, myself, being a basketball, fanatic for years, being a so-called aficionado, if you want to say that, I'm going to say that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the best basketball player of all time, meaning from high school all the way through college to the NBA. Okay. Michael Jordan had the best NBA career ever. Okay. Specifically for the NBA. And what I mean by that is Kareem was accomplished at Power Memorial High School, the now defunct Power Memorial High School that was in Manhattan. He led a legendary UCLA team his 3 years there under John Wooden. They were a legendary team. I'm sure you know because they played your man Elvin Hayes in the Astrodome in 1968, if I'm not mistaken. So he was a...
Elvin Hayes, who, when I touched his arm, for those who don't know, I ran onto the, to the basketball court. Elvin Hayes, I was just a kid, was in the 70s, said to me, and I quote, "Get the fuck off me." Whoa. Go ahead.
Yo, but tell him what your response to that, though.
I said, "Fuck you, nigga."
Yeah, man. So that's how I make the distinction. Kareem was highly sought after, was a great player in high school. He exceeded that in college with John Wooden and UCLA. Okay. I think they only lost one game the whole time he was in college. He won with the Milwaukee Bucks and Oscar Robertson when he first came into the league. And then it took him a couple of years, but he was still very productive and very legendary with the Lakers after he got traded from the Bucks to the Lakers. Then when Magic got there...
If I can jump in for a second, I don't mean to stop your flow, but he had trouble with Wilt Chamberlain, of course, but weren't there some records that they didn't even keep in the early days when Kareem was with the either the Bucks or the Lakers? So his numbers... just like the Negro League, they didn't have all the official records and numbers, but you had Josh Gibson, who had way more home runs than Babe Ruth. Aren't there some, Troll Babies, help me out, some numbers with Kareem that they did not start tracking until maybe 2 or 3 years into his NBA career? Or am I wrong?
I'm not up to speed with that specifically. What I can say is that the major stats can easily be looked up in the stat book, no matter if they were recording them correctly or not, because at the end of the day, the personal files are going to be recorded. Your points, shot attempts, rebounds, blocks, and assists and steals. So those can easily be, reviewed in terms of the box scores, in terms of footage, and make accurate statistics out of what you go back and research. So if what you're saying at the time where they recorded, I'm not 100% up to speed on that, to be honest with you.
Okay. All right. Can we shift gears for a second?
Yeah, but I'm sorry.
No, good.
No. But seriously though, there's absolutely, positively no genuine comparison between LeBron and Jordan at all. At all. We talking about playing in different eras. We talking about rule changes. We talking about personality differences, how they approach the game. Their whole aspect of, listen, LeBron took his career into his own hands. He was a free agent. He moved here. He moved there. I'm not 100% mad at him for doing that and exercising his right to go to different franchises and become successful. But there's something about you staying with one franchise, and the Bulls sucked when Jordan got there. They sucked for years until Pippen was able to come into his own, and then Phil Jackson became the coach. And Jerry Krause definitely deserves his props for being the general manager. Yeah. But that being said, Jordan stood with that franchise, rose the franchise up, elevated his play, elevated the players around him. And not only did he carry the franchise on his back, he carried the entire NBA and the sport of basketball on his back.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, he's more famous. He might be even more famous than Muhammad Ali was. If that's blasphemy, my you know.
Okay. Now you're talking a little crazy, but okay. Well, listen.
Sneakers say different.
Right. Okay. Hey, man, please check on that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar info.
I will.
I saw that somewhere, and if anybody else has knowledge, Boxing Logics United, please call in. There were some records. Left-handed, are you out there, Florida Boy J? There's some records that they didn't keep for a couple of years with regards to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, so he could even be more of a GOAT than what we know. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for tapping in.
Yo, peace, Star. Knicks up in the fourth quarter.
Thank you, man. Salute. Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Boxing Logics United. Okay. Well, so do you want to call in? I'm not going to disagree with you, but we have to look at Jordan's career in totality. Was he a ball hog at first? Yes, but he learned, sir. He learned to pass to B.J. Armstrong, Steve Kerr, Pippen, and a host of others. And that's what also made him great, but I got your donation, man. Thank you for tapping in. Okay. Ooh, I think that's right. Boxing Logics United. Can you send me an email? Anybody? Steals and blocks were not tracked till the 80s. I think you're right, sir. Thank you for your donation. Benny Blanco got your donation. Thank you, sir. He's a star. Are you going to show for the boxing fight tomorrow night at Times Square? That's a possibility. I want to see Ryan Garcia. Who is he fighting? I forget. Peace, Muhammad. Well, thank you, Muhammad. I don't celebrate my born day. It's actually this Saturday. We're going to do a blackout show Saturday. Not for me necessarily, but just because people are emailing me. But yeah, my born day is not today, sir. But thank you so much. Okay, T, I got your donation. Sorry, how much would I have to donate to get is Shannon Sharp on the powder or pink cocaine show? He's been tweaking lately. Just a thought. Well, sir, niggas are getting sued, sir. So I don't want to say something by way of reckless disregard for the truth. You got to be careful. Oh, yes. Someone sent me that story. Yeah, a guy supposedly. Well, I'm not going to read. Let me just go back to the phones here. Area code 231, Fat Joe suing TA for extortion, defamation, slander, malicious intent, all sorts of things. Are you there? 231.
Yeah, I'm here, Star.
How are you, man? It's cracking.
I'm good. It's blocks. So they didn't start to record blocks until Kareem's 5th year in the league.
Oh,
so it's blocks.
Oh my God! Whoa! His 5th year?
Yeah, to his 5th year in the league. So he's staying 3rd in blocks, I think, right now. And they didn't start restarting recording blocks till his 5th year. So the first 4 years of his career, they didn't record those blocks.
So in your estimate, I'm sure you know basketball better than I do. How many hundreds if you will, blocks were not even recorded for Lou Alcindor back in those days, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What would you estimate his blocks for the 5 years to be? Shit.
I'm thinking, so I know 1 year Jordan had over 100. So I'm thinking Lou Al, he probably sitting at probably 1,000, 1,200 blocks they didn't record.
Wow. Okay.
So
okay, that's
for this far as the debate, as far as the conversation goes, that conversation was done in 2011 when LeBron he collapsed in the fourth quarter against Dallas Mavericks. That conversation been over. You know, the conversation about LeBron now is he top 5? I don't think he's not even top 5 anymore.
No,
you got Kareem.
Sir, LeBron James is top 5. I give him that. Come on. But he.
I don't know.
He got knocked off, sir, by Ant-Man,
Mm-hmm.
and then you saw the walk he did. What was that? The crypto arena? What do you call that goddamn thing? The nigga walk.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Talk about disrespect. Crypto arena in downtown. Talk about disrespect. Crypto.com arena. The nigga walked. He walked, he wasn't worried about security. Back to the hotel. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know it's crazy, but I'm serious. I think Charles Barkley brought it up too. Charles said LeBron is not top 5 after this loss to because they give him everything. They gave him Luka. He had Kyrie. He had Anthony, AD. He had Love. He had so many future Hall of Famers that he played with. He only got 4 rings. They give him everything, and he's not clutch. He don't got that killer gene, just like Bird had, like Kobe had, like Jordan had, like Magic had. He don't got that gene. Okay. So that conversation been over with.
Okay. Well, listen, you would know better than I. Fat Joe, sir, now suing niggas. Come on, give me some type of thoughts here. Is TA foundational Black American? The Fat Joe had no smoke for Cuban Link, who's been talking crazy. Charlie Rock LD. You ever heard of Charlie Rock LD?
No, I never heard of him. I think that's the game everybody play now. That I'm a sue you game. When everybody feel like they got paper now, is they just gonna take it to the courts. I mean that's all these guys, man. That's all these guys. That's 50. That's Fat Joe. Joe Budden was threatening to sue 50 Cent about the stuff he put on Instagram. So that's all these guys now. I'm gonna sue you if you do something, if you defame my image, if you whatever you do. But this is for extortion. I don't even know anything about that. If somebody is trying to extort me, of course I'm going to try to sue this man.
Can I ask where are you from, sir? What state?
I'm from Michigan, West Michigan.
Okay. Well, I think that we should pay attention to this, even if you're not a hip hop or rap music, aficionado. This is all urban media now, and social media plays a huge part. So, yeah, man, Fat Joe, again, he had no smoke for Hispanics who were getting at him. But now he's suing the black guy. Tired of you niggas. I've been good. I've been good to you niggas. Go ahead, I'm sorry. I'm wild.
But he in his mind he may think, those it's like who got money? If Fat Joe thinks this guy got money, then he's gonna try to get a piece of that, I think that plays a part in it also.
Sir, I'm not. Hang on. I'm not the sharpest knife to draw. I'll let you land your plane. It's not always about money. It's not.
Yes, you're right. Exactly. Because I know you can do something, just to keep them, just so they can have that over their heads. Like, okay, even if you do get a check, you still owe me this money.
It's not about trying to shut somebody up. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, man. Land your plane. Do you care about Unc? Looks like he had an old nigga moment, man. You shut the fuck up. You saw that? Whoa.
When I see these older football players, always CTE, it always comes up. CTE is the brain disease these football players suffer from years of playing football. That always comes up in my head. So CTE affects your decision-making process. They don't know if you have CTE until you pass away and they do an autopsy in your brain. So that always comes up in my head. But these are the similar symptoms of, other football players who are at this point in their lives. They don't not. It's like their brains age backwards. They back to that teenage years when they don't know how to make the right decisions. They don't have right judgment in this point in their lives because they've been knocking their head, against different helmets for 20 or 30 years, ever since Pop Warner.
Are you a medical student? Are you a doctor? What do you know?
No, I'm
what do you know about CTE, sir?
I'm a clinical therapist here. I'm a clinical therapist here in Michigan.
Okay.
So CTE is medical. I'm more of a mental health field. It's all human. It's all the same, but it's different disciplines within it. So,
without trying to slander the man, do you think that there's a possibility that he was yelling at a 130-pound nigga with soft feet and K-tips? You know what K-tips are? It's a strong possibility. We never know. We never know because it's like 15 or 10 years down the road we'll start hearing about stories about Shannon Sharp or stories about different people. I just heard a story about Marvin Gaye being gay back in the 70s and 80s. You know what I mean? So you never know about just celebrities. You're like, what are they really doing in their lifestyle? So I appreciate the call, man.
Right, no doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is that who I think it is? Area code 440 on a Thursday night.
Здравствуйте, старик. How are you?
KGB Boris. That's your nickname. That's what they call you, yes?
That's what they call me, yes. FSB Boris, KGB Boris, Dracula, whatever they want.
Okay. So, is it okay to say you sent me the Shannon Sharp clip, the beautiful clip of him? I think he needs some time off. What do you say, Boris?
I think he is, yes. First of all, you can say that I sent you the email, no problem with that. Everybody knows, I think, by now what I do. And yes, I believe he is crashing in real time, Star. As I said to you in the email, for those who are not familiar with his show Nightcap, Chad Ochocinco, behind his chair, there used to be a Boost Mobile logo, and now it is covered with his jersey because, yes, he is losing advertisers. Next to the Club Shay Shay silhouette, his goofy silhouette, there used to be a DraftKings logo. It is no longer there. You can look in the video that you just played. Yes, the advertisers are slowly pulling away, and this is hurting him. He is feeling it. And also, Star, word on the YouTube streets is that Shannon is willing to settle with Gabby Zuniga for between $15 and $20 million because he knows he stands to lose more.
Okay.
This way.
Okay.
And it will be 1/5 of his deal with ESPN, so it will be worth it for him.
Okay. Someone on the screen is saying, Star, he was in a hotel. I watched that episode live. What are your thoughts?
I believe that, Star. I think that he is very shady. Star, I want to mention something that I do not believe you mentioned in your show. To further show that Shannon is a certified bona fide simp. Because there is an excerpt in an interview which he did with, what is his name, Cam Newton.
Okay.
He said that and this is where he lies. He said that the last time he went over to a woman's crib was in 1993. And he further explains the scenario. He was in her bedroom. They locked the bedroom door. All of a sudden, he sees the knob turning. A mysterious figure is emerging from the shadows. And next thing you know, he sees a chopper pointing at him. Supposedly, the perpetrator, yes, this is what he's saying. Supposedly.
Sounds like a Coke story, but go ahead. Sounds like a Coke story.
Correct.
supposedly the perpetrator had, you know how I know he's lying? Because in that clip, he switched between a chopper and a sawed-off shotgun. He changed the weapon. He did it, not me. He said that the perpetrator supposedly recognized him. He said, "It's okay, I know who you are. Just GTFO, don't come back, blah, blah, blah." Next thing you know, his homeboy comes to pick him up. They are leaving the scene. Shannon then remembers that he left a bag with his diamond chain and a watch. And his homeboy say, "F that, let's leave." And then Shannon said, "No, this cost me like 50 or 100K. I have to go back."
Okay.
And then he goes to the perpetrator. He says, "Listen, you mind if I go to the closet and take what I left?" The guy says, "Yes, take it," and he leaves. Moral of the story, the point of the story is this might be a coke story, but it's a lie because he went over to Ms. Zuniga's home because he has admitted that he has slept with her over 100 times throughout the years.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So yes. I also want to say that the recent clip in which he was crashing out shows that Shannon could be a monster. I think that there could be a surviving Shannon Sharp in the works.
Yeah, can I jump in right there? You know, and again, I'm not trying to kick dirt on the man, but that little quick outburst, you know, it showed how fast he can go from 0 to 120, right? He's talking.
Correct.
Shut the fuck
Correct.
up. Whoa.
Correct.
Whoa.
In this, yes.
Come on.
Star, this will work against him because in one of the texts, Gabby said, "I cried when you left because I told you not to, put it in my backside, and you did it not only when I told you not to, but you also did not use protection." So this will work extremely against him. I want to make a correlation between the image he portrays and what he really is. Okay. On his show, he tries to portray himself as this wholesome Christian church-going individual. He says, "Please drink responsibly, stay safe out there," things like that. You know what I'm saying? I do not know if you know the guy by the name of Dennis Rader.
Sounds familiar. Sounds familiar. I'm not sure.
Dennis Rader was the serial killer that was caught 30 years after his last murder.
Oh, okay.
He would rather.
Gotcha.
He was the one that used to go to churches, and he thought that the police was his friend. He said, "If I tell you who I am, are you going to arrest me?" They said no. And they were able to track him because of the floppy disk he sent to the police. So what I'm trying to say is that Dennis Rader was a serial killer by night and a church-loving person by day. He would go to his neighbors, he would tell them how high their glass must be, and then in the nighttime, he would kill a whole family. There was one surviving member of his crimes, and he said that he saw his father with his tongue. Okay. That's how brutal he was. John Wayne Gacy was a clown by trade, and he was molesting people and burying them in the crawl space of his home.
Yeah. If I can jump,
not far-fetched.
If I can jump in for a second, you know, one of the I hate to say biggest, but a person who killed a lot of people. At one time, he was the biggest. Coral Eugene Watts, black guy. But he had no method to his madness, so they didn't respect him to rank him high. You ever heard of him? Coral Eugene Watts? I'll Google him.
Sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure because I like to watch documentaries about these sickos. But I'm pretty sure. Go ahead. You can tell me more. Refresh my memory.
Hold on a second. Yeah, he was Carl, but they called him Coral too. Carl Eugene Watts. In 2007, they either killed him or... Okay, he was dubbed the Sunday morning slasher. Okay, he died of prostate cancer. They didn't even execute him. He killed a lot of people. Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, so basically all I'm trying to say is that
You know, even when it comes to dating, they say that by the third month, the true colors of the person you're dating starts to show. And I think that Shannon has had his run with this whole wholesome image. And, you know, the true colors are starting to show to everybody. I'm not saying he's a monster. I am saying that he is not what he portrays himself to be.
Right.
If you look at both of the clips, Joe Johnson looked completely dumbfounded. Because a couple of shows ago, he said he likes to date young men. Now he says that
By mistake.
STFU live.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe Johnson, right?
Correct.
Yeah. When did he? What was his record? I don't know his full history.
Joe Johnson was drafted in 2001 by Boston, and I think they traded him to Phoenix.
Okay.
But he was a good player. Nothing crazy, but he was a good, solid,
decent,
perennial all-star.
Decent. Yeah.
There is an extremely beautiful clip of him making Paul Pierce fall down in the way he was controlling the ball. He went one way, Paul Pierce went the other way, and he made him literally fall on the floor.
Wow.
He was a very, very good player. Yeah. Also, I wanted to mention that I'm not sure I just recently tuned into the show, but Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, aka Lou Alcindor, he, in 1973 and 74 is when they started to record defensive rebounds.
Okay.
So for about 5 to 6 years, he was gobbling up rebounds without being recorded.
Right.
And LeBron James will never be the greatest. I'm a Lakers fan too, but he will never eclipse even Kobe.
Whoa!
He had 5 points. He had 5 points in 2 fourth quarters game. The last fourth quarters, game 4 and 5.
Hang on, boss. Hold on. So you're a Lakers fan, and you say LeBron will never be the greatest?
He won't be the greatest basketball player, and he will never even eclipse Kobe. In order for him to be greater than Michael, he has to be greater than Kobe.
Facts. I agree.
Kobe is 5-2 in the finals. LeBron has more losses than wins in the finals. He's 4-6.
Yeah. I just found out that Kobe befriended Reggie Miller and then flipped on him.
That's Kobe for you.
And that's why Reggie Miller grabbed him, whatever game that was. I forget. It was in a playoffs or finals or something, and started choking Kobe. Troll babies. Anybody?
2000, I believe 2000.
Oh my God! Salute to Kobe. He befriended Reggie Miller, or supposedly Reggie Miller was mentoring Kobe. And I thought that was beautiful. Stabbed him in the back and then got rid of him. Hey, Boris, great to hear from you, man. And let me just say this: Carl Eugene Watts, his nickname was Coral. One of the, I
will check him out.
Yeah, I don't want to say greatest, but one of the biggest serial killers. Black man, yeah. No method to his madness. Sunday morning slasher.
I will look into him, sir. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
Have a good night.
Guys, sit tight in the queue. Shannon Sharp. Okay, well, I want to stick with the Fat Joe title, the heading. Hey, Sunday says Star will turn 41 on Sunday. That's how much he will age. Thank you, Sunday. Technically, my born day is Saturday, not Sunday. Area code 206. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, Star, it's Sunday.
Hey, Sunday. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little reckless, if that's okay.
Okay, now about someone who's a part of the machine, they're not here. Or do you want them to call in, cam up? What are we doing?
No, the Shannon Sharp situation.
Oh, okay. Just don't bring me into a lawsuit because I don't know you like that. But where do you want to go?
No, I just feel like there's so much outrage that's super hypocritical about him being with a 19-year-old, which is crazy to me. Mm-hmm. Like, he's 57, but honestly, it doesn't matter how old he is. He could be 80. I don't think it's a problem at all.
Okay.
Because he's an adult. And I'll also say something that I haven't heard is anybody who dates white women, that once they hit 25, they start looking like they're 40. So you kind of have to go on the younger side to offset how fast they age.
Whoa.
No, it's true. White people age 10 years faster than everybody else. They do. It's the truth. And so she's at 19. They only look good between 18 and 25. And then as soon as they hit 30, some of them look like they're 45 years old. I've seen it too many times. And I live and work amongst white people. I date white women, but they age like milk.
I was just about to say, you date white females. You're a
yeah, I do.
Respectfully, you're a switch hitter, right?
Yeah, but this is the thing, though. I like old men, so obviously that doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I like old men. Okay. The older, the better.
Okay.
But women, that's a whole different story.
Okay.
They age so fast; it's actually disgusting. Yeah, like I'm 36. If I were to date a 30-year-old white woman, she's going to look like she's 45. I swear to God. Like, I feel like people don't consider that. You know, he had to go young because a 25-year-old white woman looks like she's 40. He doesn't want an old woman because he's rich. He should be able to pick whoever he wants. That's the privilege of being a wealthy man. I don't think he's done anything wrong. And people... You know, he's got so many strikes against him. For one, he's black. That's the problem right there. And two, you know, people are hypocrites. When you're a celebrity, they hold you to this high standard that no normal person could ever achieve. And anything you do is scrutinized, and it's not really fair. I don't think he's done anything wrong. I think she's, you know, she was in her prime when he met her, and her prime has to be younger than the average woman because they age so fast. Okay.
Can I give you a little pushback?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know Shannon Sharpe's dating history like that, you know. If I had to guess, I think it's a combination of things as to why people are reacting the way that they are. Salute to Monique when she went on Club Shay Shay. She spoke, you know, about you need someone older, you know, who bakes cakes and all that sort of jazz. And what she was really trying to say was that, you know, somebody who is your equal, even if that's not his preference. That's what she was saying, Monique. And when we now see that Shannon Sharpe offered, according to the reports, $10 million to this young girl. And it's not just how she looks at this particular time. I heard you say her prime, but Sunday she sounds as dumb as the day is long. So I think, I could be wrong, the people are saying, come on, Unc, you sit on your platforms, plural, and you speak from a place of high moral authority. But behind the scenes, it's all about role play and an airhead. I think that's more so where people are coming from. I could be wrong, but go ahead.
Like it's definitely a double standard because there's this dude named Bill Belichick. He's 74 and his fiance is 24 years old. Nobody cares. He's 74 and she's 24. That's an even bigger age gap and nobody minds and it's totally fine. And there's so many white people that do this and it's accepted, it's normal, it's encouraged. I honestly feel like, you know, men are attracted to airheads. They don't want to always have somebody mouthing off and talking back and trying to use their PhD and trying to talk down to them and shit. Like, I think men, the more successful they are, the more simple the woman becomes. They don't want someone who's going to constantly try to intellectually challenge them. They just want someone who's in the gym, who's healthy, who's catering to them, who's at their beck and call. How smart you are is irrelevant. As long as you have an average IQ, that's more than enough. That's what Kevin Samuels was pushing on. These women think that, I have a master's degree, so therefore I'm, you know, top pick for a high value man. And that's a lie. They don't care what your education is. That's totally irrelevant. And so her sounding like an airhead was a part of the sexual appeal that he took. Like he was attracted to the fact that she was simple and not very smart. It made him feel smarter.
Can I jump in?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not saying you're wrong. And maybe that's what he was attracted to, right? And if that's his old way of thinking, you know, it's costing him a lot right now. But let me just say this with regards to older men. I'm an older man. I'm going to be 61 this Saturday, you know. I like women that are smarter than me. I like women that can spell. I like women that have, you know, traveled, done things. I love women who can read books and reference things. Bill Belichick, pardon me, former, you know, NFL legendary coach. His girlfriend, I'm not sure if that's his fiance, I don't know. She seems pretty sharp. I think what attracts him to her is the fact that she's sharp. Do you know her pedigree, her background?
I think she's controlling. I wouldn't call her sharp.
But do you know? Hang on. Do you know her background?
No, I don't directly know her background.
I love the way she interrupted the interview when they were asking Bill Belichick, "How did you meet?" And she said, "You know, we're not doing that." I love that. Yeah, she's taking control. And again, sometimes older guys want younger, smarter females. Nobody wants a puppy dog. That's that old shit, in my opinion. But you're entitled to your say. But land your plane on that with regards to Shannon Sharpe, and then I do want to ask you about the Fat Joe lawsuit, if you care to, or you know.
I want to give you a little pushback, Star.
Come on.
And I'm just being like straight up. I feel like I'm kind of like, you know, getting up there in age. And so I've encountered a lot of people in my lifetime, right? So I think it's fair to say, just in my opinion, I feel like you're putting yourself in the mindset of someone that you can't relate to. You're not a trick. So the idea that he would want the same thing as you as far as like intellect is kind of misinformed. You may want that because it's fun to you, right? But I don't even think the women that you're referring to can compete with you intellectually. I think maybe you're tickled by it, but you're doing laps around people most of the time. You're talking to them.
No. I do genuinely like smarter women. I'm not intimidated by women. If a woman's got a PhD, what? Hey, let's explore this. But Shannon, you know, he's the one that's in a jam right now. If I have to compare him to Bill Belichick, Bill Belichick is not accused of trying to give his fiance or whatever she is $10 million to keep her quiet. I think it's two totally different scenarios. But you know, I'll let you finish up there. But
I'll land my plane.
If I can just say this,
yeah.
I'm not toying with females to try and mentally manipulate them. I genuinely like smart females. Go ahead.
I'm going to land my plane with this. I won't comment on the Fat Joe thing, just to wrap it up.
Okay.
From what my experience as a fake sugar babe, and fake because there was no sugar, it was just a con. When I was young, my experience as a fake sugar babe, it leads to one theory. And I'm not putting this on her. I'm not speaking definitively, but when you stop giving a sugar babe her allowance, the first thing they do is retaliate.
Right.
And that's what it sounds like. It sounds like maybe her money was cut down or she was completely cut off and she retaliated with the lawsuit. This is what sugar babes do. They're sweet and they're whatever you want them to be. But as soon as you stop paying their bills and you move on to the next woman or with, you know, it doesn't matter what the situation is. I've seen the same beautiful, docile women become nasty. And that's what it seems like to me. That's why I think he's in the situation that he's in. He stopped paying her for whatever reason, and she was not having it. That's what I think is going on.
Would you classify Shannon Sharpe as a trick and a mark?
Absolutely.
So would I.
Oh, for sure.
So would I. Yeah.
Yeah, he is, of course. And there's nothing wrong with that. The world needs tricks.
No. There's a lot wrong with that, especially if it affects your bottom line, you know, in my opinion. But did you land your plane? You're good. I don't want to cut you short. I just wanted to say.
No, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to put it out there that, you know, white women age like milk and you have to go young within legal limits, because if you go in my age group, they're looking like they're 50 already. 36-year-old white woman looks 50. Okay. That's a fact.
Great to hear from you, Sunday.
So, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye now. Sunday tapping in. Today's religious talk. I got your donation on the screen. Thank you so much. Skip Bayless probably dealt with younger black women, but we'll never hear about it. Florida Boy J, is that you, sir? FBJ.
Yo, can you hear me?
Good to hear from you, man. I've been talking about a few things here. Fat Joe suing TA, number one. Shannon Sharpe, I played the video twice, telling somebody whether he was home or in a hotel, shut the fuck up, Yeah. And LeBron, is the LeBron versus Jordan debate finally over? Florida Boy J.
I mean, the debate never really started, to be honest. I mean, and just like one of the other callers so eloquently said, well, what year and what series and what season did we officially say, hey, LeBron passed Kobe? Because I don't remember. It nothing official happened where we say, hey, he's above Kobe. Just a bunch of Glazers got in media and start talking crazy, and you can tell a lie till niggas just start running with it. So honestly, just like another caller said, is LeBron even in the top 5? Because if you have Jordan number 1, you can have Kobe number 2, you can have Magic number 3, you can and I know you say what about the big men, right? My only gripe with the big men is because you were so big, the skill set that you had to learn from 94 feet in order to score and impact the game wasn't as detailed and sharp to me as some of the smaller guys. And I think that's why we give guys like Allen Iverson so many accolades and so much love, because it's like you were 6 feet doing things where Mike and Jordan and, LeBron was doing as far as going to the paint, becoming an outside threat. Okay. When you are a Lou Alcindor, when you are a Wilt Chamberlain, even when you look at some of those highlights, it's like watching Wemby or watching a Yao Ming in a way, or even a Shaq, where it's like, yo, you catch the ball. Not only are you already at the rim when you put your hand up, there's nobody in this league that is your size. And if they are, you may see them twice a year. So salute to Kareem, but we got to say,
I'm not going to argue with you about, size preference, pause. But, if we're looking at basketball players in their totality, it has to have some type of bearing with regards to who's the official GOAT. Otherwise, then we need to break it down into criterias. But now to be fair, there always has been this debate, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. It's been all over basketball platforms, sports platforms, LeBron versus Jordan. My question, based upon round 1 of the NBA Finals, the Lakers eliminated with Luka. What went wrong? What happened? Can you break that down? I did not see the entire game. I just saw the highlights. What went wrong with the last 2 games?
Yeah, what went wrong was JJ Redick's inexperience in coaching and him being a really tight-wit, short-fused white guy. And this is not even being racist. I think a lot of white guys can identify JJ Redick's personality type, where, him being challenged, him sometimes, like I said, he gets really tight in tense moments. And what he did even the last 2 games is he didn't even go to his bench. He played LeBron all of the third and fourth quarter of game 3. And then even last night, him and Luka averaged 27 points this series. LeBron averaged 25 points this series. When you look back on it, statistic-wise, you're going to say, hey, what happened here? But all those points and that damage was done in the first half, middle of the third quarter. What happened is the Lakers ran out of gas. Lakers did not get a big man. They were supposed to get Ryan Williams from the Charlotte Hornets, but he didn't pass the physical.
Okay.
Or technically, I think the Lakers may have rescinded the trade because they didn't want to give up Dalton Connect, because Ryan Williams posted a meme after the Lakers lost, and it kind of just seemed like maybe he was more mad Lakers' his own team. But never mind that fact. The Lakers didn't have a big man. And the reason you have a Naz Reid and you have a Rudy Gobert and you have a Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert are a real power forward and center combination in a league full of small ball, positionless play style. You can't go up against a real bruiser at the 4 who can actually stretch to hit, jump shots like Julius Randle was doing.
Let me jump in for a second. I can appreciate all the name dropping you're doing, but for people who don't pay attention that intensely, You've made it a race thing with the head coach. You put race into the equation. Yes?
Not really, just telling you the personality type of the coach. You know, race will probably give you more of a pointed view of it as far as like, okay, he's, like I said, JJ Redick, he's very articulate, he's very smart, so he has a little patience sometimes for certain questions, or even Reggie Miller said he had to calm him down pre-game interview because he was so wired up. Okay. And he even snapped on a reporter and walked off on the press conference before the game. So that's what I'm saying. If you know a JJ Redick personality type, career Dookie, you know, went to University of Duke. Okay. You know, was kind of like the Christian Laettner type. You know, just one of those white guys. I'm not saying it's
stay there for a second because you're talking really good basketball talk. I appreciate that. Hey Jen, I don't want to keep you on hold. Do you want to continue to hold, or do you want to chime in? I got Photo Boy Jay. I'm sure he's going to be with me here for a little while. Where's Janet?
I hold on.
You sure? I mean, you know, are you still?
Yeah, sure.
You still celebrating?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Why don't I just Florida Boy Jay, just hang out, man? Because you're gonna somewhat sort of co-host. I do want you and I to talk about Shannon Sharpe. Janet, how are you? I'll put Florida Boy Jay on hold for a second. All right.
I'm fine. And yourself?
All right. I'm not gonna put your business out there, but thank you for the nice emails, keeping me in the loop. You know. Where do you want to start?
So, I want to start with Fat Joe getting ready to play the victim overcoming card. So for his political run, you know, he gonna go in there and say, "Yes, I was hard on these Negroes. I fought them. You see how they try to defame me on the world stage, and I fought for my rights. I fought for your rights, and we overcome." You know, they rally up all the Hispanics with him and stuff. Yeah, I think that's a good play. I really do think that's a good play that he's doing. To tell you the truth, I would run the same play to myself. Yeah, because it's a lot of people out here throwing a lot of dirt on his name, but he ain't found no suits against them. You know, so I don't understand that. Now all of a sudden he's filing suits.
It's not frowned upon now for rappers or media people to get sued or sue someone. It's pretty common.
Yeah,
now. I mean, we can go down the list. Nosy Ho was sued by Nicki Minaj. Megan Thee Stallion suing Millie for Mob Radio. Of course, Cardi B and Tasha K. You know, it's kind of common now.
Right, but yeah, so it's an easy play for him because he has a lot. If he's gonna go for public office, his background is not pristine enough for him to do that. Right. Considering all the stuff that we have with a lot of these politicians' background, I think we come into a path where, you know, people are going to start expecting more of their politicians than their leaders, because we kind of went down in that, and in the moral fortitude of our politicians, because there's a lot of crap going on across the country with our politicians. They're using their office as kind of like, as they used to say back in the day, mobbed up. Yeah. So, you know, so he's going to have to clean up his image, you know?
I agree with you. This is a play, and he's. Right. Well, I don't know for certain if he's going to run for some type of political office. That's just my thinking based upon his movements over the last year and a half. I've been watching him, you know, and I said, "Whoa, he's going to try and, you know, turn this thing around." Some, you know, rubbing elbows with Alexandria Cortez and other people, you know, but. So what do you think with regards to TA? Have you read through the complaint?
Yes, I read the complaint. And if he said those things without any definitive proof, then, yeah, Fat Joe has a right to sue him, because those are some awful things that he put on this man. Yeah. So, yeah, if what he's saying is not true, and he don't have no concrete proof of this, no witnesses, no photographs, no videotapes, no receipts whatsoever, then yes, he should be sued because it's so much you could take. And when you start talking that pedophile, I think maybe you're crossing the line.
Well, Drake suing
because
Drake suing
even
Universal.
if it's not true. I'm sorry.
Drake suing Universal. I forgot to mention that one. But Florida Boy J, you there? You want to jump in? Janet's a talker, and I don't mind her talking. What's Florida Boy J?
Yeah, Janet, cool. Me and Janet got no problems. Yeah, I agree with what she's saying in a way with Fat Joe, where he's probably trying to get into some type of political position to segue himself out of hip hop. Because as we all know, that ship has sailed as far as him dropping albums and garnering any type of attention. So I think this is a play. And also, I just don't understand, like you said, with all the other people who said things about him, why he's his hype man. But I do think there is maybe some validity to it, just like Janet said.
Well, hold on a second. We don't know. I don't know. We have no knowledge of the validity.
Right.
What we do have is an official lawsuit, not a cease and desist. It's got a docket number and the whole nine. It's real. It's real. Jen, let's go back to you, Jenna, for a second. So, yeah, it's a play, and whether he's running for political office or not, you think maybe, and I'll come back to you on this one in a second, Flowboy J. Do you think that he acknowledges that the landscape has shifted? I think that whatever the name of his last album is, Flowboy J, please Google Fat Joe's last album or most recent. Do you think that Joe is fighting back against FBA in a sense, because he caught hell when he went on Math Hoffa's podcast and he called FBA broke and some other things? What do you think about that, Janet? Do you think he's clapping back?
Well, I think
TA and others.
Well, I think, and I could be totally wrong, that Fat Joe, he has, like we used to say back in the day, hung out with a lot of black people. He's real close to a lot of black people, even though he really wasn't. It was the image that he had, that he's down with the blacks. So in some way, I think he alienated a portion of a voter block that he was looking for, mainly the Hispanics, the Puerto Ricans, mainly them, and the Dominicans. I think once he stands up and goes against someone of black, that it will unite them, because nothing unites people as a common enemy.
Hang on a second, Janet. Flowboy J, what do you got? Fat Joe's recent album, FBJ, what'd you find?
Yeah, it's called The World Changed on Me.
The World Changed on Me. Yeah, maybe he no longer needs blacks. And can we get a confirmation, Flowboy J? TA, is he FBA? What is he? Is he Dominican? I was told by a very good source he's black. Can you find that?
I haven't found any confirmation on his ethnicity, but
Can you look in the live chat? Troll babies, what is TA? Whilst I let Janet land her plane. Janet, back to you, please.
When I looked on it seemed like he's black, but I could be wrong. We could look out. You want me to Google it real quick?
Well, I mean, whoever. You, Flowboy J, I got 6 windows here. I'm swamped. Fat Joe, for those who don't know, is suing Terrance Dixson and Dixon's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn. Go ahead.
FPJ, you have it? You looking it up?
FPJ's got dial up. He's moving a little slower. If you can.
No, I didn't know if Janet was still talking. I didn't know where you want.
Because I'm on my phone. I look it up real quick. You guys keep talking. I'm going to go ahead and look it up.
Okay, hold on a second. 1051 fam, I got your donation, sir. He says, salute star. We need George to cam up and plow one of those dolls. We need to know if it works before we buy. Okay. Thank you, 105 fam. Skylar Saunders, are you out there, sir? Do you want to tap in? Skylar Saunders? Okay. Now, I got 2 people with Googling in front of you there. What'd you guys find? TA, is he black, Hispanic? What do we got? Flowboy J. Janet, nobody knows?
Yeah, nothing comes up about his race that I'm finding. So
okay, I think that's okay. They're in the live. They're in the live.
It's not like he got a Wikipedia like an athlete stat sheet or some shit. Like he's just a regular nigga. Like how we gonna find out?
Well, you can type it. You can type it in Google, and AI will help you. Google now has a very
Janet, you seen the
response?
You seen the stat a playing card, a hype man player card. Show this nigga was FBA or not, man. I don't know. This nigga ain't no fucking he ain't nobody. You act like he did something that have a Wikipedia page.
I think it's very important. It's very important to the conversation because Fat Joe has been accused of being racist and hateful. I'm saying if TA is black and not Hispanic, why didn't he sue Charlie Rock LD? Why didn't he sue Cuban Link? I think it's a fair question. You guys sit tight. I'll come back to you in a second. Oh, this is left-handed. Peace.
Peace. What's goody?
How are you, man? What's cracking? What's shaking?
Everything's everything, man. Just wanted to tap in. Knicks tape, man.
Say again.
What happened? They're talking crazy about my Knicks, man.
I don't know what the Knicks are doing. Give us an update. Where are they, the Knicks?
The Knicks got the Detroit Pistons up out of here.
Okay.
So the Knicks move on now. We play the Boston Celtics in the second round. Yeah, Florida boy Jay. I know that bothers you.
Do that left-handed. Left-handed. Don't do that. That was a choke. That was a choke off. Them niggas. It was a gag fest. It was two niggas playing hot potato. Who wanted to lose the game first? Them niggas. Nobody. Come on now.
Listen.
Knicks lost it just to win it, man. Come on now.
Listen. We try to give the game away. We try to give the game away because that's what we do. I say that all the time.
Okay.
But this time, Jalen Brunson came through and did what he had to do. But like you said, the team that made the least mistakes moves on. And that happened to be the Knicks. But when Cade Cunningham was rocking the Knicks to sleep for 30 a night, you know what I mean? The Pistons was feeling themselves. So again, like you said, you got in the NBA, man, you got to lose before you win. You know what I mean? Respect to J.B. Bickerstaff and Detroit, but it is what it is. Okay. So now we move on to the Celtics and see what we can do with them.
I got to ask you a question, left-handed. Since the Lakers were knocked off,
yes,
in round one, is the LeBron versus Jordan debate officially over? Does this loss change anything?
I'd like to say first, before I answer your question, that victory lap that Anthony Edwards took last night was sponsored by Marathon Burger. The LeBron versus Jordan conversation should have never existed in the first place.
Well, it did. It did.
It did, and it went out like fleek. It went out like fleek. Okay. For the people who were trying to explain it off, and LeBron doing this and LeBron doing that, everybody has a birthday. For whatever LeBron was doing, and then it turned into I'm better than Jordan. I'm the first one to do this. I'm the first one to do that. I'm the first one to do the third. But you never, no. You tried to force it on us, okay. And that's not cool. So now you get what you get. You know what I mean? So again, at the end of the day, the LeBron versus Jordan argument, conversation, disagreement, should have never existed in the first place. LeBron was great for what he did. But if you compare his notes to Jordan's notes, he comes up short every time. Because, LeBron never got close to getting 3 in a row twice. So, what are we talking about?
I've seen some, hold on a second. I've seen some stats put forth by whether hang on. Whether they are LeBron Glazers or not. So there is, from what I can say, a discussion to be had. But if you say it never should have happened, okay. Can I shift gears for a second? Can I shift gears?
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to address Fat Joe filing a lawsuit against a former hype man, TA. And Florida boy Jay or Janet, if you guys haven't found his, his true, whether he's FBA, whatever, can someone tell us how many years was TA with Fat Joe? If you can help me with that.
2006.
Until what year? Until what year? How many years? Back to
2019.
Okay. From 2006 to 2019?
Yeah.
Okay. Left-handed, you have the floor, sir.
No, I just wanted to say that, man. Just tap in. I think that when it comes to Fat Joe, he's throwing things to the wall. Some of them not sticking. So now we're gonna try something else. So for me, he's the guy that, had a little notoriety in the game. Said some things.
You mean TA?
Huh?
TA, you mean?
No, I'm talking about Joe.
Oh, Fat Joe.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm thinking that now, now he's suing everybody he can think he can squeeze $1 out of. So again, that's his situation. And again, he's circling the drain, in my opinion. He's been circling the drain for a long time. And, this suing TA and this is trying to make something out of really that's nothing. That's his situation. He got to deal with that.
Okay.
That's my opinion on it.
Okay. Anything else by way of Shannon Sharpe? Unc! Did you see him? Whoever he was talking to. Shut the fuck up. That's crazy.
It's too late to be a tough guy now. It's too late. Everybody saw you pretty in pink inside. Everybody seen that. So it's too late to try to be the tough guy and try to, for lack of a better term, get your weight up. You know what I mean? Like I said the other night, man, this guy, Shannon Sharpe, his star ascended a little quicker than maybe it should have. Okay. And he didn't really know how to respond to it. He saw all the glamour and glitz and how the guys were acting and how the women were reacting to females to males who are doing the thing, and females too, who are doing the thing. You know what I mean? So again, Shannon Sharpe, coming from where he came from, his eyes got open, his nose got open, and this is where you end up when you don't know what you're doing.
Okay. I appreciate you. You got new music.
Yeah, and I landed my plane on that, man. I appreciate you, dog.
You have new
music.
Jay. You have new music that will be in my
man.
Section. It'll be in my community section tomorrow.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
All right. I appreciate you. God partners in the building. Appreciate you, man. Y'all take care.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Janet, I wanted to give you a little more time to land your plane. I'm not rushing you, but anything else you want to mention or bring to our attention? Oh, Janet. Whoa. You saw Sinners. You saw Sinners.
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Come on.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
Oh my God, yes. What was you going to say? I just got so excited.
I don't know. What did you enjoy it? Was it trash? What'd you think?
No, I think it was a 10 out of 10. And I believe it wasn't a black movie. It was black because we had black actors and it was set in a black era. All right. And it showed things that are common to the black American culture. Okay. But I think it was more about capitalism and how the oppressors become the oppressors become the oppressors. And I think, oh my God, and that's a vampirist thing where just oh my God.
Take your time.
It is so
take your time. Take your time.
Oh, it was so much there. And like when you watch the movie, you see they use about 4 or 5 different types of currency of money, and the different meanings and values they put to the money is what man put to the money, the value that man put. And so what they was trying to show you, and the vampire wasn't after the people just to kill the people, just to get vampire people. He was after one particular person, that Sammy person, because that Sammy was born with a gift. He was born with a spiritual gift that lifts the veil between the living and the dead and combine everything from past to future. And he wanted that because that was magical, and he couldn't pay for it. Gold, wood, the wood money they had.
Are white people evil, Janet? Can I just jump in here for a second? The vampires. You said it wasn't a black film.
No, it wasn't a black film. It was all about.
Okay, hang on. Okay, it's not a black film, but you said it's about capitalism. So are white people more financially in pursuit or evil? The vampires were white. You don't deny that, right? At first.
Yes, but you got to remember that vampire was Irish, and he had went through the same thing over in Ireland as the Irish did over here in America. And remember the Choctaw Indians? The Choctaw Indians and the Irish people of Ireland, they have a connection. They have like a brother-sister connection. So that's why
did the film show us Irish vampires in Ireland.
Stop.
You went to Ireland.
Stop.
No.
Hang on, little boy Jay. Hold on. Give Janet a second.
But when he had the gold symbols, the Irish, the Celtics gold symbols, that's what he had on the gold. That was what was stamped on the gold.
Gotcha.
That's why I said you had to pay attention to the different type of currencies.
We did.
From the currencies look, I'm sorry. It was just,
okay.
I was like.
Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Florida boy Jay, you want to say something?
Yeah. And this is not an argument or anything, just a different perspective of going to saying, like, basically coming out of that movie saying, I don't see color, is crazy because color and race was the center of the movie. Like, the fact that we had to buy a spot that we were slaughtered in just for them to sabotage it, and then whoever was left, they came back to kill whoever survived. The fact that we had to buy our own fish and have stores that we had to shop with the Asian community, the fact that we had to pay for resources we should already have to be amongst our own, just for everybody else who isn't us to be so intrigued, they have to get involved in what we have going on, inviting to the cookout, and sympathizing with their story outside of our own will be the very demise of our own, was the story in my perspective.
You want to respond, Janet, because I'm giving you time to talk about sinners.
I understand that, but at the beginning of the movie,
go ahead.
I'm sorry, Star. I apologize.
Just take your time.
I get too excited.
Take your time.
Okay. So, all right. So at the beginning of the movie starts out speaking of three different types of people. All right, three different: the Native American, the Irish, and African. Right. So from the start, that's included, right? So the movie, to me, the basis was with Florida boy Jay. You're correct; those were sub stories, but the main story was people selling themselves out because they think it's better. The grass is greener on the other side. Everything that they presented was to purchase. Everything was for sale. And the thing is, the most important thing that's not for sale that you can't have, you have to somehow, people, they come and they take it from you, and that's your
okay. All right, Jen, I need to shift gears and get back to the title, but you said it was a great film. Long story short.
Oh yeah, it's a great film. You gotta watch it again. You have to watch it again.
No, I'm good. I'm finished with it. But hey, I appreciate you.
Okay, landing the plane because I hear you kicking me off.
Well, I gave you a good amount of time to talk about service. Thank you, Janet. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Right, bye. Janet's happening. Florida boy Jay, stay with me. Terrance, I got your donation. Oh, listen to this. Listen to this, Florida boy Jay. Terrance says Kobe missed the playoffs his last 3 seasons, struggled guarding KD and James Harden, and was 6 for 16 against LeBron. Jordan was 1-9 in the playoffs before Pippen arrived, missed the playoffs with the Wizards, and wasn't a successful owner. LeBron is the GOAT.
Am I allowed to respond to that?
I think you should.
Okay, so the years he's bringing up with Kobe is the 3 years after he tore his ACL, tore his shoulder rotating cuff, back-to-back years, and I think he tore ligament in his foot. So we were not dealing with the same Kobe Bryant that we were dealing with pre-injury. Okay. Pre-injury, Kobe Bryant was averaging the second or the most minutes in the NBA, coming off of a 40-point game against the Trailblazers on a Thursday night, and was putting up another 30-point game on a Friday night against the young Golden State Warriors, where he tore his ACL, leading the Lakers to the playoffs. So we can't talk. That was a skewed perspective when he wants to talk about them against the Thunder. Okay. When Kobe Bryant was healthy and had a team, in the Baby Thunder had a team, they were 1-1. The Lakers beat them in a 6-game series. Then after they traded, Lamar Odom, and Kobe Bryant's last playoff game was Game 5 in OKC. OKC did pack him up.
Okay,
I think that was 2012. But Kobe Bryant had 40 or 42 points in that game. So what are we talking about? Kobe Bryant can't guard Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook. See, that's what's wrong with these bronze sexuals who called in oiled up on honey with these fake stats.
Hold on a second, Florida Boy J. Olivia. Now she's calling your name, or she's calling somebody a name. She says he tore his Achilles, not ACL. Is she talking to you or the other guy?
Your Achilles, your ACL, nigga.
I don't know. Listen, I'm saying Olivia.
It's the same thing I said. We're not doing. We're. So Kobe Bryant, like I said before, niggas didn't like Kobe because he was winning. They didn't like Kobe because they were predestined, giving him things he did not deserve. Kobe Bryant, like I said before, when you talk about Michael Jordan and the times that he lost against the 86 Celtics star, you know about the 86 Celtics.
Well, hang on. Leave me out of it, Olivia. Yeah. Hang on. Well, she says he tore his Achilles, not ACL. So what's the difference in terms of being able to?
There's no difference.
Okay.
That's my point. The ACL and tearing or having a career-threatening injury that's going to shift the way you play the game is something that should be brought up.
Olivia Spence Skrilla, I just, go ahead, man. Go ahead. You have the floor. Go ahead. I'm your text here.
Okay, so like I said, the whole point was when you talk about the Michael Jordan years, it wasn't like Michael Jordan went to a team where the Bulls were already loaded and these niggas were underachieving. Michael Jordan was playing with a washed players and was taking his team to the playoffs, averaging 37 points a game, 31 points a game his rookie year, taking a sub 500 team to the playoffs. You can't bring it up. Scottie Pippen came and he had to develop. Nobody said Michael Jordan had to come in the NBA and start winning championships because Kobe didn't do it, nor LeBron. But once you get the team and once you have the years in the league under your belt and took enough, experience and played other guys, it's time for you to ascend.
Take a breath. Hold on a second. Listen, I take Jordan over LeBron, but people do have an argument here. We can't say, it never should have existed. Clearly, people are saying, otherwise. ESCO28, Jordan needed Steve Kerr and Kukoc, pardon me, to hit clutch threes. I don't know about that, but I hear you. Hey, okay. Can you sit tight for the boy Jay? You sit tight?
Yeah.
Okay, sit tight. Hold on a second. Let me bring this person on hold for a while. Thank you for your patience. Area code 201. Are you there? 201.
Yo.
Good evening.
Yo, big nigga, so it's good. Yo,
hey,
thank you for letting me.
Yes, sir.
So,
how are you?
I'm good. How you doing, man? I appreciate you letting me get up on the line and all that.
So your phone sounds a little crazy. Can you make the adjustments? Are you on a speakerphone?
I got you right now.
Give me a second.
All right, you can hear me better.
Much better, sir.
Right?
Much better. Yes. Where do you want to start? Go ahead.
All right, so right. I don't think Uncle was really tweaking out, right? I Googled it, I Googled him, and it says he got apparently 2 daughters and a son. So maybe he's in his crib and they antagonize him, saying some shit in the excuse my language, in the background, and he just turned around like, yo, shut up, you know what I'm saying? Like on some, just tweaking out, on the move or whatever. And secondly,
even worse if he's talking to his kids like that. Shut the fuck up. I mean, he looked like he was about to hurt something, man. I mean, whoa.
Yeah, because I mean, it says they his children is growing and shit. So maybe you know what I'm saying? Maybe his son is disrespectful and he be wilding, and you just turn around like, yo, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure everybody, everybody got, cursed out by their mother or father at some point, in their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it be like that. You feel, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe he just had company and this company.
Well, even so everybody's not being sued for $50 million. So do you think, he should take some time off? I mean, it wasn't a good look. I mean, whether he had a nigga in a negligee there, I don't know, man. But do you think it was a good look?
I mean, you're 100% right. Like he's
No. So I'm asking you. Asking you. Is it a bad look? Good look? He's yelling at somebody.
I mean, it really I don't know. To me, it doesn't bother me. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, to somebody that's really not about that life or don't really get yelled at and nothing like that, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at it, you know, shockingly, like that's crazy. Like,
so you don't have an opinion. So you called me to tell me you don't have an opinion. You serious?
Hold on, what happened?
You don't have an opinion. You called me to tell me you don't have an opinion. We're asking for opinions.
I mean, I don't know what to say about that situation right there. It's crazy, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you
can you address the main?
Yeah,
you've been on hold for a while, man. I appreciate you. I'm not trying to clown you, man. Fat Joe filed a lawsuit against TA. Are you from New York? Where you from, sir?
I'm originally from the BX, but
I think that's. Come on, man. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I think that originally stems from last week because basically Choke was hosting Cuban Link and TA.
Sir, please, I need official sources. I mean, with all due respect, come on, man.
Yeah. I'm giving you the official source of what happened. So
sir, he's been talking crazy for a long time.
Yeah, but I'm.
Did you read? Yeah, did you read the complaint, sir? There are multiple platforms in that complaint. Did you read it?
Yeah, but what really made Joe, you know, really file a lawsuit, what really set it in motion was last week when he came on a lot publicly and he started saying all type of crazy stuff, how he was trying to pick up the 16-year-old chick and all this. Like, he was saying this and Choke was telling him to chill, like, yo, don't say that, that's incriminating. You know what I'm saying? I don't have extensive knowledge, like, you know, as far as like you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you putting me up on game right now. You feel me? Like,
well, listen, sir, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna let you get back to smoking your roach spray. You're doing something. You take it easy with that.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Hey, you been to the penitentiary?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you, man. Thank you. Hold on a second. I appreciate it.
What's going on?
Little boys, yeah, you there?
Yeah. Dog tickling his feet. What's going on, man?
No. Hang on a second. We have a donation. Is that the Tyrone Blackburn? Hold on a second. Let's see if that's him. I don't have my contacts in. Can you read it, Florida Boy J? Fat Joe's lawsuit is a Hail Mary. He knows TA is filing a civil RICO and sex trafficking suit against him in the coming week. We extend an offer for Joe. Okay, this might be Tyrone Blackburn and his lawyer to meet us. Okay, counselor, do you want to call in by any chance? If there's anything you wanted to, or you can email me, the hater 1964yahoo.com. Let me put my email address back on the screen. I appreciate your support. Hold on, let me get my email address on the screen. If that's Counselor Blackburn, I think it might be. We do have lawyers from time to time who, you know, chime in when we're doing the show. Oh boy, Jay, you there?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, Fat Joe's lawsuit is a Hail Mary. He knows TA is filing a civil RICO and sex trafficking suit. Whoa. Okay. All right. Let me put that on the screen here again. Deeds, or can someone check the authenticity of the donation on the screen to see if that's really him? And hold on a second, Florida Boy J. Rory, do you want to hold? What's going on with you? Rory, can you sit tight?
Yeah.
Okay. Put him on hold, Florida Boy J. Let me put you on hold. This man may not be. Counselor Tyrone Blackburn, is that you, sir?
Hey, Star, how are you? Yes, it is me.
Good to hear from you.
Nice to hear from you, too. Listen, I watch you every night while I'm working until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Thank you.
Well, whenever you're on.
Have we spoke before? Have we spoke before?
No, actually, no, we haven't. I've definitely donated before, but we've never spoken. We've never spoken before.
Okay.
But I'll say this, right? I just want to make sure that the record is very clear for your audience, right?
Okay, please.
And that is that Joe Tecopina and Fat Joe filed this Hail Mary lawsuit against myself and TA for the sole purpose of trying to control the narrative, because we gave Joe Tacopina and his office a 1-minute clip of Pistol Pete threatening, or actually no, trying to set up TA to be pounded out. Right? Yes. So Pistol Pete called, and they think I'm defaming them. They can sue me all they want. It's a 19-minute recording that we have, which we've already turned over to the feds. Okay. So Pistol Pete called a member of Terror Squad. Okay. And for 19 minutes, he was trying to convince this man to lure my client to a certain location so he and his goons can pound him out and teach him a lesson on behalf of Fat Joe. That's the first audio recording. And that is why they filed the lawsuit. They filed it because they got that recording at 7 a.m, and they filed the lawsuit a couple of hours later. Okay. Yes, they did. Okay. Before that, they got a recording of a young lady that I gave them, another snippet. It was probably like about 60 seconds long, okay, of a 15-minute conversation of another young lady who was Fat Joe's girlfriend, and he started dating her when she was 16 years old, and he was in his late 30s. And it is clear as day on this recording, she's saying that what he did to her, because now she's an adult, now she's a Christian,
Counselor, can I jump in and say, sure, this is according to you? I have no knowledge of this.
According to me, 100%.
This is
100%. All Tyrone Blackburn star has nothing to do with this.
This is alleged, and
this show and this platform has nothing to do with this. This is all me. All me. Blame me.
You indemnify
Blame
me. Hang on. You indemnify
me. I indemnify you 100%. 100%.
Continue.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I indemnify you 100 million bajillion %. Okay.
Yes, sir. Continue.
On this recording, she says what he did was inappropriate because she was a child. And she used the word minor.
Lord Jesus.
Okay. We have flight tickets. We have plane tickets. We have everything. These people know what is about to come. He's finished. He is completely finished. Okay? And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We have additional recordings which they are not aware of. We have spoken to many members or former members of Terror Squad who despise Fat Joe. Yeah. There are a lot of unsolved incidences in the Bronx, shall I say, that we may have the answers to. A lot of unsolved instances. So Joe, the Joes, are running scared. I sent Joe Tacopina 3 emails over a 3-day span, inviting him to the SDNY and inviting him to Homeland Security, because if you think that I extorted you or that my client extorted you, well, where would you go? Law enforcement, right? So let's go. I'll meet you there.
If I can jump in with regards to the female who you say she has, claims, might she be going to law enforcement herself at some point, or is she trying to go a different route? Because by way of the Child's Victim Act, does that window apply to her, even though she's older now? Child's Victim Act.
Well, yes, actually. Oh, yes, exactly. Well, listen, the age of consent in Florida is 18. He trafficked her to Florida on multiple occasions.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yes.
Oh.
Yes,
I'm listening.
And the age of consent in New York is 17, and he started engaging in these acts with her when she was 16. He flew her internationally overseas to other countries, and it was a 4 to 5 year endeavor with him and her. But she's not the only one. There are others. There's a Dominican girl from the Bronx. There's another. This man, he my words, not yours, not this platform's words.
Yeah.
He is Sean Combs minus the Tusi.
Wow.
He is Sean Combs minus the 2C. That is how I describe him. Okay. Will she come forward? She has currently decided that she won't at this moment.
Okay.
But would she speak to law enforcement? Yes, she would.
Okay.
Yes, she would. Oh, yes, she would.
If I can,
he made a song about her. He made a song about her, talking about sleeping with a 16-year-old. Yes.
So
he calls her snake on a plane.
Might
now you can go ahead. Sorry.
Might the Mann Act have any type of relevance with regards to these claims?
You know your stuff, Star. Yes, 100%. The Mann Act is very much a part of this. But the TVPA claim that will be raised for TA stems from forcing someone to engage in acts for your own pleasure, right? And if that person says no, you abandon them in a foreign country on multiple occasions, forcing them to find their way back home. You pay them half their wage and not give them all their money, and force them to keep coming back in order to recoup the remainder of their money. You take their work product and own it as your own without giving them any kind of credit or payment, right? So we have him dead to rights on everything, and they know it. That's why they ran and filed this bogus thing. Half of the claims that they write in there about TA and about the things that he said was from 2023. There's a 1-year statute of limitations for defamation. 1 year.
Okay.
So they passed the mark. And then the stuff for 2024 that he said that deals with the 16-year-old girl, we have her on tape confirming everything. So that's gonna get tossed as well. And there's no IIED claim, intentional infliction of emotional distress claim, especially when you're talking about factual things that we have on audio recording. These people are stupid. Sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. If I can jump in, and I'm not trying to put the screws in, Joe, but some of these other countries, if you will, when you fly people to other countries, they don't have any type of precedent pardon me, not precedent. They don't have any type of help me out here, expiration in terms of the length of time is what I'm trying to say here in terms of certain acts against minors. You can, 30, 40 years, you can always be tried. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm the legal terms.
Oh, of course. Listen. You are 100% correct.
Yeah.
There's the Rolex Hotel, where there were two young ladies who I believe were 15 at the time.
Easy. Counselor, that's here. That's hearsay. I don't know this to be true, sir.
Okay. Sorry. You know what? Let me put a pause on that. I'm not going to give you too many details.
Yeah.
But listen.
Statute of limitations is what I'm trying to say.
Statute of limitations in New York. Let's talk about what's relevant here. New York. Let's talk about Florida. Let's talk about the Mann Act, right? So a 16-year-old in New York State has until the age of 55. Okay, so that's how I was able to bring the lawsuit against Sean Combs for Liza Gardner, because what happened to her was in 1990, right? So when she turned 18, you add 35 years on top of that. That makes her 57. She's not 57 yet. That means that the case can move forward. This instance, the young lady who I have been recording, and the other two, they're in their 30s. So Joe got some time. Oh, he has some time to wait before the statute of limitations expires for them to come forward and file suit against him. Okay, so I really do not understand the strategy. I think it's a very, very foolish one.
Well, he's trying to, if you ask me, he's trying to get ahead of, what you say you guys are going to file in the upcoming weeks. I don't know any of this to be true or not, but is he technically still a convicted felon, or were his charges reduced? He did a couple of months for tax evasion, right? And the feds.
Yes, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months in the pen. For tax evasion. He's still a felon. Okay. And so is Pistol Pete. He's also a felon. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I have all his records, wow. And he also called the police on someone. I have that too, where he dry snitched out there in Florida. I got that too. Uh-oh. Listen, I have a lot. This filing is going to be very thick, very full.
Alleged dry snitch in Florida, sir. I don't know that to be true. Alleged dry.
Yes,
snitch.
You know what? You're right. Correct. Alleged. And then you could read it yourself once it's filed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say here. I appreciate you calling in, and keep my email address if there's something that. You need me to address, and I try to be objective. I've never had an issue with Joe. Haven't seen him in decades. I mean, I troll him from time to time, but I have no malice in my heart towards him, But this sounds like some very serious allegations. Very, very serious.
And neither do I. I have no malice. I'm just here doing my job. That's it.
Right. Anything you want to say with regards to Diddy, a.k.a. Sean Combs? And
next week, well, man, listen, that case is a little more sensitive because of the criminal case is coming up, and the trial's coming up, and I have a couple of clients that are directly involved with that, so I don't want to give his team any kind of leverage.
Gotcha.
To try to say, look, Your Honor, Mr. Blackburn was on the Star Report and he's trying to taint the jury, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to hold off on that, but I'll definitely talk to you once that verdict comes in.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. This is
of course.
Counselor Tyrone Blackburn, who you said you watch your show on a consistent basis. I appreciate
every single day. And you know what? I listened to you in Star and Buckwild as I was coming up in high school and college and stuff. So yeah, I've been listening to you for a long time.
I may reach out to you for some business, but thank you so much.
Listen, whatever you want to do. Yeah, of course. All right, cool.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay.
Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Attorney Tyrone Blackburn. I appreciate his call. Wow. Okay. Yes, and guys, whenever you're talking to anybody, always say, hey, I don't know this to be true. Allegedly, you indemnify me, you release me from any wrongdoings now and in the future. Whoa, where is Florida Boy Jay? You still there, sir? FBJ. Is FBJ still there?
We're still here.
Hey, man, thank you for your patience. I had to take that call, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay, man. So I'm gonna let you land your plane unless you want to hang out. Rory's in the queue. I don't want to, you guys, feel like you have to be on the line together. But what do you want to do? Do you want to stay on the line or? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm chilling. We're just having a conversation. Not,
Okay. Hold on a second. Troll Babies, thank you for your donations. I'm gonna try to get most of your donations on the screen. Okay, so they're calling me the feds in the live chat. That's a whole fact. A lot of stuff I do legally, I do it pro se. I don't really need a lawyer, but I have multiple lawyers I can call, not to brag, when and if I need one. But thank you for your donations. Hold on, guys. Tomorrow became today. Okay, Star, I know why you're outliving these niggas now. You were, okay. No, sir. I sniffed coke, sir, in the 80s. I couldn't handle smoking it, sir. I'll be honest with you. I was the guy who, would take a toot, bing, bing, and then go downtown to the clubs. I was always on the go, sir, but thank you for your donation. And then someone says, every caller has the Bobby Brown jaw tonight. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for your donation. Stay with me, Florida Boy Jay. White Boy Rory, thank you for your patience. Where do you want to start, sir? White Boy Rory.
Yo, peace, God.
Peace.
Peace to the gods of the earth. Earth.
You feeling all right? What's going on?
How come the 85%ers can't give the mathematics of the day? How about I give the 85%ers mathematics of the day?
Where you going, man? That? Where you going tonight? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You know, the more pale, the less jail.
Say again.
666. Grab your crucifix.
Whoa! Run that back.
Let's go.
Run that back. Say it again for those who didn't catch it.
The 85% of the grafted man's mathematics for the day. The more pale, the less jail.
Okay.
666. Grab your crucifix.
Okay.
That's the mathematics of the day for the 85%.
Have you seen the movie Sinners? There's a whole Irish group in there that is pretty interesting. Sinners, yes, no? Rory, you saw the movie Sinners? Yes, no? Sinners, you saw the movie?
Juice? Yeah, I see the movie. I keep a gun off safety.
No.
Because a lot of niggas hate me. You heard? Yeah.
Sinners, not juice. Not juice. Sinners. It's a new movie, you know?
No, I didn't see that movie. Okay. They were talking about, the Irish vampires and all that.
Vampires.
I mean, they always portray us to be like, the white niggas. That's nothing new. That's nothing new. But I want to talk about the Fat Joe thing. I'm so sad. I'm from the Bronx. That's I gotta say that's pussy, Star. Come on, are you suing somebody for extorting you, and you the fat gangster? Like you had to take it to the courts and to the cops because somebody's extorting you. That's not street. There's nothing street about that. Like nothing at all. This guy, his whole life, talked about he was running things, and he's from Forest Projects in the Bronx. If you're from Forest Projects, somebody could extort you, and you definitely don't go to the cops if somebody go to extort you. You don't go to the courts. Like the world don't change, man. The world changed. The last caller too. He sounded so fruity.
Well, hang on a second. Don't attack my callers. Now, here's the thing. Fat Joe has already said that, what did he say, Florida Boy J? 80 or 90% of his raps are fictional. He's an older guy now. He's got fix the echo, Rory. Fix the echo. You're killing the vibe. Don't kill the vibe. Fat Joe, he's got more to live for now. So you're not giving him a pass, or you still want him in the streets keeping it real. What are you saying?
He made his whole living off of keeping it real.
You're right.
I mean,
you're right.
All of a sudden now in 2025, Fat Joe was out in like the early 90s. Okay. The Fat Gangster. You got a flow, Joe. The Fat Gangster, taking bodies, hurting people. Terror Squad, all of that.
Okay.
Really? Everybody in Terror Squad is down with that? That's some dude who's like half Fat Joe's size and like not even a tenth of his worth is extorting him. So what does that say about him? What the fuck? You got some little your hype man is extorting you. So you was a sucker the whole time, and the hype man was a street dude. Wrong or right? You scared of him. You ran to the court.
You got a good point. You ran
to the court. You couldn't handle that. You couldn't handle that in the street. Pistol Pete couldn't handle that. You had nobody you could call up. TA must be a real dude. He must be a real dude. If he's extorting you and you got to run to the police or the courts, then he got to be one of those Puerto Rican cats, from what's the L.
Hang on a second, Rory. Tomorrow became today is getting at you. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. He says, Rory, you should have went to the cops when Brittany drugged you and invited you to her crib for a nightcap. You want to respond?
I don't go to the cops for nothing. I never went to the cops. My parents taught me don't ever call the cops. It just makes the situation 5 times worse. Yeah, so, That's what I was taught.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I don't go around and nobody ever gonna extort me. You know, ain't nobody ever gonna extort me, and I'm gonna go to the police.
Right.
You can try.
Okay. Hey man, did you see the Shannon Sharp video? You see the Shannon Sharp video?
Yeah, the Shannon Sharp video was wild. You know he was talking to a light-skinned boy. You know that. You know he was talking to a...
That's alleged, sir. I don't know that, but go ahead. I don't know. Go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, we can allege that wasn't a snap at a woman. Like, that wasn't a response to a woman. You know, that was a response to, like, a male assistant, a Gail King, like FBJ. You know, that would be like FBJ in the cut. You know, that was like FBJ in the cut. Yeah, Shannon Sharp was talking to FBJ in the cut. Hush, honey. Hush.
Now, see, we sit here.
Excuse me, honey.
We're supposed to keep it on the show. We're supposed to keep it on news.
That was you in the cut.
And then when I'm supposed to say nigga up, there's a problem. Listen. Now, hold on. You just came on the line and told us how you got tricked and gave up your pussy and peace. And after you got taken advantage of and mounted, you walked back home. You didn't call nobody. You didn't go back.
We got Rory on hold. We got Rory on hold because he took a shot at you. Florida Boy Jay, you can respond. He's on hold.
Yo, I don't understand how this Irish bum, like I said, soaking in cold potato water, no pants on, calling in here drunk, telling us how he gave up the pussy in peace and didn't call the police, didn't go get no get back when he got flipped over and turned out, didn't go fight the nigga back, just took it on the chin. No, Paul, you took it on the chin, walked out, didn't get no repercussions. You got packed out, got your jaw wired, ain't get no repercussions. Got packed out at CVS, ain't got no repercussions. You can't call the police, Rory. You can't do nothing. You can't get no get back on your own.
Okay.
So what you mentioning my name for?
Okay, hold on. All right.
You're a career victim.
Okay. Rory, you're back on the line, but we can't do this for 15 minutes tonight, Rory. Come on, you.
Well, give me a second here. You know, this kid, this little...
How many seconds
he got his little...
ungay.
Oh, you ain't gonna mute him, Star?
Okay, Florida Boy Jay, let him respond.
Why you mentioning Star's name? You scared?
You ain't gonna mute him, Star?
You scared? You keep going out your mouth.
I can't talk over estrogen, though.
Okay, he's now on mute. Come on, I can't do this for 15 minutes. You have the floor now. I'm going to give Florida Boy Jay the last word because you took the first shot. Come on. Sheesh.
Yo, this kid getting his little estrogen dump off on a Thursday night. That's all that is. You heard? I mean, he's talking about he tries to act tough with a homegirl attitude. He was raised on Little Debbie cakes and Kool-Aid. Ain't nothing tough about him. He's not doing nothing to nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? Like FBJ tries to talk this. I'm half indigenous American. His spirit animal is a Pomeranian. That's what this nigga is. He a Pomeranian, man.
Okay.
That's his spirit warrior. That's his spirit animal with his goddamn Native American half FBA shit. Okay. Man, get the hell out of here. Tie your bandana to the back, boy, and act like the Fruit Loop that you are with your crop top and your dyed dreads. Get the fuck out of here.
All right. Rory, good night. Rory, good night. Good night, all right?
Okay, all
right. Florida Boy Jay, you have the final word. You can take it wherever you want to take it.
That was the absolute best this personal victim can do. Listen, I don't care about no algorithm. I don't care about what these niggas talking about.
Go ahead and
Rory
curse.
knows what happened.
Go ahead and curse if you need to. Curse if you need
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about Rory don't call. I don't give a fuck about what these niggas talk about who want to clip it up. Rory know what happened to him at the CVS. Rory remembers the phone call that happened on the Star Report when that nigga told us what happened right after I told y'all what happened to this nigga. It's proof. He stopped calling on the line. You ain't seen him at a CVS since. I was the nigga who told you his boyfriend got beat up. I was the nigga who exposed this nigga every time. When he calls in the line, it's a bunch of projections and speculations and gay hotline banter. But when I call on the line to come at this Irish slave, this lowest of the low, this goddamn white coon, I only speak facts. That's why he's always triggered. And I'm the only niggas packing this motherfucker up. Let's go.
Okay.
Now let's get back to Shay Shay. and the rest of these losing ass niggas like the Lakers pouring honey on themselves and shit.
Hold on a second. People are supporting the machine. I want to read some of these cash apps. Okay. Hold on a second here. Asa says ACL is the knee Achilles. Pardon me. ACL is the knee. Achilles is the foot. Florida Boy J Wallen. That's what he said. Ralph, I got your donation. Maybe Shannon was talking to one of his dogs. Well, sir, if you ask me, he was looking upward, not down. You know, if he were looking down, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You know. Thank you for your donation. Hey, Shani. LeBron attend freak-offs. His legacy is at risk. Okay, I don't know that to be true, but okay, thank you. King Walker got your donation, sir. Thank you for tapping in. I don't see a message. Alejandro, I'm not a lawyer, man, but if you need a referral, reach out to me via email. I have nothing to hide, sir. I have nothing to hide about my past or anything, you know. But email me. My email address is it's on the screen from time to time. I may or may not be able to point you in the right direction, but thank you for tapping in. Okay, he also says, okay, post at 1:45 a.m. Bill Belichick's girlfriend Jordan Hudson has amassed $9 million in real estate assets since they started dating. Previously, she was a cosmologist, so questions arise: where did she get cash from? Hudson says she is the COO of Belichick Productions. I don't know, but it makes sense to me. She seems smart. You know, the older you get, man, I mean, you want somebody who's smart. You may need someone to help you with your assets or things of that nature. You don't always want some young girl just, eye candy. No goddamn eye candy. And Blaze says, okay, one of No Jumper's hots named, salute to Lush. Okay, he invited a Crip and two of his associates to No Jumper office. And in true nigga fashion, the Crip pulled up with 40 to 100. Damn, okay. Is everybody okay? Salute to the No Jumper team, okay? And Mike, I got your donation. Hollywood crying in pain and being told, shut the fuck up. Well, sir, we were asking, you know, was that Hollywood in the background? Florida Boy J, do you want to finish up on Shannon Sharp with regards to him telling somebody, or maybe he was making reference to somebody in the next room, shut the fuck up. It seemed a bit extra, though, didn't it?
Yeah, and it seemed like, I don't know, God forbid, maybe the CTE is creeping around the corner and spinning the block on him. And the way he just turned back into lovable Uncle Shay showed me the split personality that he may have. That's what everybody missed. They're like, oh, maybe he was talking to him. I'm like, no. The way his mind snapped back into show mode and snapped out of it that quick, that shows that he maybe does this on the regular or off script. Bingo. And then to compound that star, athletes are famous or even infamous for telling you the dark places they have to put the mind in the trance to perform at such high levels. And to see Shannon Sharp do that, or when he said that he wanted a young boy a few weeks ago, I feel like a lot of the subconscious about
that was a slip. Let's be real. That was a slip of the tongue. That's not his true intention. I don't think, slip of the tongue.
I mean,
Hollywood.
Freudian listen, slip. Man. Hollywood said when I was running the show, we didn't have any slips. We didn't have any hiccups. We kept these boys in line. We kept it in a single file. He got the one Shannon liked. He had a whole smorgasbord of boys with lip gloss, and they got out before the sun came up. NDAs were always signed. If Shannon wanted to get a young woman every blue moon, we took care of that too. But you let these broke niggas pressure you into separate yourself from me, because me and you was sitting courtside, cheek to cheek, hip to hip. jean matching, almost matching jean jackets. Now you let them separate me from you, and look at what's happening. You're trying to run these hoes by yourself. You don't have a good crisis management team. You don't have a gay nigga in the loop that can, make things go away. And we see your life unraveling before our eyes.
Do you think at some point Hollywood may talk more? I mean, right now he's just, taking little stabs, if you will, on Instagram. Do you think he's going to do a sit down? I mean, I'm sure he signed an NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Do you think he's just going to say, you know what, F it? I got to tell my truth. What do you think, Florida Boy J?
I think everything he's doing right now is the soft launch for that. I believe he's probably into maybe some type of negotiations or closing in on a deal, just wait for the smoke to clear, so he can come out and tell his story. I just think he's running his number up. He knows the demand is going to be increasing, and when it's time for the surviving club, hey, the Shannon Sharp story, he'll be up there popping lip gloss, smacking, and exposing it all.
Okay. Hey man, I appreciate you. Anything else we didn't mention, because you and I spoke earlier today with regards to Cam Ward, Shador Sanders, NBA? Anything you want to promote your platform? When you going live again, man?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to go live tomorrow, but I can just let you know I did over 127,000 views last month on April on YouTube, and I did another 122,000 views on TikTok. That brought me to about I want to say just up under 250,000 views on both platforms. Just probably like 12,000. I'm 1,200 short. Yeah. So thanks to everybody who follows me on Twitter, follows me on TikTok and YouTube. Florida Boy J 904. Like I said, we did almost 250,000 views on both platforms on TikTok and YouTube. So thank you to everybody, and I will see you later. So I appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Salute. Okay.
Yes, sir.